Buddy Grim Repair here. Today I'm going to show you how to change out the ignition control module in specifically a 1991 Camaro with a tune port injected 305. But it's going to be pretty similar for any GM car made from 1970s to the mid 90s. Video helps you out. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe. First thing we're going to do is lift the hood. If your car's not getting spark to any of the cylinders, it's going to be either the ignition control module, a wiring issue to your coil, a bad, really bad distributor cap and rotor, or the computer. I'll probably come out with a few more videos showing you how to test those things. And you can also take the ignition control module down to your auto parts store and they can test it there for you too. Try to have them run it a few times. Sometimes they don't fail until they get hot. Then we're going to remove the 3 screws that hold in this distributor cover if you still have it equipped. And here's the distributor. There's going to be 2 screws holding the distributor cap on. You may need a 5.5 millimeter, and depending on where your distributor is seated, your screws may be in a different spot, but there's a cutout on the sides where that screw is, and this coil wire's in the way, so I'm going to pull it off and just loosen up the screws. They won't come all the way out because they're part of the distributor cap. I'm having an easier time getting onto that screw with a 5.5 millimeter socket, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And the other screw is going to be the opposite side of the distributor cap. And the distributor cap should just lift off. Hopefully you got enough slack in your spark plug wires to let you keep them all hooked up. That way you don't have to figure out where they go. This one here is a little tight, so I'm gonna pull it off, but it's only one, so it'll be easy to know where it goes. The ignition control module is this black thing here it's got 3 plugs going into it, but you may only be able to see the 2 coming in from the outside. The other one plugs into the pickup coil. You'll be able to get to that a little easier once you disconnect it. We're going to reach down there and just pop these 2 plugs off. I'm going to take the same 5.5 millimeter and loosen up the 2 bolts that hold it down. And these bolts will come out all the way, so make sure you don't drop them. Here's the other one on the opposite side. And there's a 3rd plug coming in on the back side of it. Now that we got it loosened up, you can probably see it down there. Be real careful with that. It's kind of swinging around here, and you can get to it a little bit easier. And it should have a clip holding it on. Mine has broken off. Somebody's been in here before. Symptoms you're going to have with this part going out are no spark. I happened to be driving down the freeway and the car just quit on me, and it kind of smelled like rotten eggs, like fuel was still pumping into my catalytic converter, but it wasn't being ignited. And so I suspected that it was this, and I'm going to say about 80% of the time when you have no spark, it's probably this guy here. Alright, when you get these, they should come with a packet of some heat paste. I went out and got one from Best Buy. It's a little bit better. You don't want this thing to get hot. And I'll also suggest not buying the cheapest version of this. I've had the cheap ones from the auto parts store go out on me within a few years, and it's just not worth it. So get an AC Delco one if you got one at your store, or you can even order it on Amazon. I'll put a link down below in the description. You just want to cover this metal piece on the bottom with this and smear it all around. All right, now that we got that in, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in there. Plug this plug in before you get it all bolted down, and swing it down and around just like you took it off. Put these screws back in, help line it up, get that one started. All right, now that they've both been started, I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten them up hand tight with this extension I have here. No need to tighten it super tight. All right, and that's in. Go ahead and plug those two plugs back in. We got those plugs back in. The edge of this distributor cap is going to slide down into two little slots that are on that ignition control module, and we're just going to slide that back down there, and that's how we're going to line it up. Kind of hard to see, but I believe that's in. Same thing with these distributor screws. They don't have to be super tight. You're only dealing with aluminum and plastic. We're going to put our coil wire back on, and the one spark plug wire we removed. And you're going to want to put that top, now we're going to put the distributor cover back on. And then start it up. And that's it. High five, you did it.